What if your next permanent address came with ocean views, zero taxes, and absolutely no stress? Picture this, the sun rising over a calm Caribbean beach, waves brushing against your toes as you sip a cup of strong Costa Rican coffee. A few hours later, you're working remotely beside a quiet European lake, your laptop glowing under the shade of palm trees in Dubai. The world feels wide open again, and suddenly home isn't a single place on a map. It's wherever life feels good. For most people, permanent residency sounds complicated, a maze of paperwork, interviews, and requirements only the wealthy can meet. But here's the secret most travelers don't know. In 2026, several countries have made it surprisingly easy. Some ask for nothing more than a modest monthly income, others a small property investment, and a few simply want you to show up, stay peaceful, and call their paradise home. These are not fantasy schemes or clickbait promises. They're real government-backed programs quietly welcoming remote workers, retirees, and dreamers from around the world. So today, we're going to uncover 5 of the easiest countries on Earth where getting permanent residency feels more like booking a holiday than filing paperwork. Grab your notebook and maybe your passport, because your new home might be closer than you think. 5. North Macedonia, Europe's hidden residency. Hack. If Europe had a secret door, North Macedonia would be the key. This tiny Balkan country sits quietly between Greece and Albania, surrounded by misty mountains and lakes, so clear they reflect the clouds. When the rest of Europe is raising its drawbridges and tightening immigration rules, Macedonia does the opposite. It opens its doors with a warm smile and a cup of strong Turkish coffee. Picture this early morning by Lake Ohrid, one of the oldest and deepest lakes in the world. The church bells echo softly across the water as fishermen return with their morning catch. You sit at a cafe by the stone promenade, steam rising from your 50-cent espresso, watching the sun paint the hills in gold. Around you, time seems to move slower, and that's exactly the point. Now here's the magic. To live here legally, you don't need a millionaire's bank account or an EU passport. All North Macedonia asks is proof that you can support yourself, roughly $500 a month, and a rental contract. That's it. No language tests, no investment schemes, no endless paperwork. You apply, stay peaceful, and after 5 calm years, you can apply for permanent residency. In a world obsessed with golden visas, Macedonia offers what might be called a human visa, simple, accessible, and refreshingly fair. Let's talk about daily life. In the capital Skopje, a modern 2-bedroom apartment with mountain views costs around $400 a month. If you prefer the charm of Ohrid, where cobblestone streets wind down to the turquoise lake, you can rent a stone house for $300. A 3-course meal with local wine costs about $7, and your grocery bill rarely passes $150 a month if you shop like locals at the bazaar. And that bazaar, it's the heartbeat of the city. Stalls overflow with red peppers, feta figs, and honey. Vendors greet you like an old friend by week 2. Evenings are for strolling the riverbank, where old men play chess and students strum guitars under Ottoman-era bridges. It's not luxury, it's comfort, community, and calm. Healthcare here might surprise you. A private doctor's visit costs $20, $30. Many physicians trained in Germany or Italy, and European-made medicine is easy to find at fair prices. Dental care. A full cleaning for less than the cost of a dinner date back home. There's no shiny medical tourism industry, just honest, competent care. Of course, no paradise is perfect. Bureaucracy can move at a Balkan pace, 3 stamps when one would do, and winters can get cold enough to remind you that this is still the edge of the mountains. But when your biggest complaint is that time moves too slowly, maybe that's not a problem at all. Because what Macedonia offers isn't just a visa, it's a reset. a chance to trade chaos for quiet, hurry for humanity. Here you don't have to prove your worth with wealth. You just have to live decently and belong. In a world chasing luxury visas, Macedonia whispers simplicity, and it works. 4. Panama, the pensionado paradise. If there's a country that turns retirement into a celebration, it's Panama. Imagine waking up in Boquete, a mountain town wrapped in cool mist, where mornings smell of roasted coffee beans and the sound of tropical birds fills the air. Sunlight spills across rows of coffee plantations, and locals wave as they walk their dogs through the flower-lined streets. The temperature stays a perfect 68 degrees year-round, no snow, no scorching summers, just an eternal spring that feels like the planet. Hit pause at the best season of the year. Here life flows at its own tropical rhythm. People linger longer over breakfast. Markets open late because no one's in a rush. And maybe that's because Panama has quietly built one of the easiest and most rewarding residency programs in the world, especially for retirees and long-term travelers who value comfort over chaos. Let's start with the crown jewel, the pensionado visa. It's almost too good to be true. To qualify, all you need is a steady income of $1,000 per month. And yes, your Social Security check counts. That's it. No need to buy property, no need to stay year-round, no need to jump through bureaucratic hoops. You apply once, show your documents, and you can hold permanent residency for life. If you're not retired yet, Panama has another open door, the Friendly Nations visa. Simply deposit $5,000 in a local bank or start a small business. It could be anything from a cafe to a consulting firm. Within weeks, you can have a residency card in hand and start enjoying the same benefits as lifelong residents. Now let's talk about why people fall in love with life here. The cost of living stretches your dollar like nowhere else in the Americas. In the beach town of Coronado, just an hour from Panama City, a modern two-bedroom home costs around $1,200 to $1,800 per month. Dinner out between $8 and $12, including a glass of local wine. Grocery shopping for a week, $50 if you stick to local produce and seafood, fresh from the coast. You can live a full, easy, healthy life here for half the cost of the U.S. And then there's healthcare, one of Panama's most underrated treasures. At Punta Pacifica Hospital, affiliated with Johns Hopkins, a full consultation with an English-speaking specialist costs around $60. Many doctors are trained in the US or Europe, and prescription medications are often 60 to 70% cheaper than back home. Routine surgeries or dental work that could wipe out savings elsewhere are comfortably affordable here. But what truly makes the pensionado visa legendary are the discounts, yes, official government-mandated discounts, that make you feel like a VIP in paradise. Seniors and visa holders receive 30 to 50% off on airfare, 25% off at restaurants, 20% off on medical services, and 50% off at movie theaters and cultural events. The government doesn't just welcome retirees, it rewards them for coming. Of course, no paradise is perfect. Panama's traffic, especially in the capital, can test your patience, horns, honking buses weaving through narrow streets. And bureaucracy still moves at a mañana pace. Tomorrow might actually mean next week. But for most expats, those quirks are a small price to pay for life in a country where the sun always shows up and the people are as warm as the weather. Because at the end of the day, Panama isn't just a place to retire, it's a place to belong. You can sip world-class coffee at sunrise, hike volcanic trails by noon, and end your day watching the Pacific sunset from your veranda. Every moment feels earned yet effortless. Panama doesn't just welcome you, it thanks you with discounts. 3. Costa Rica, the Pura Vida Residency. If happiness had a home address, it would probably be Costa Rica. Here mornings begin in Monteverde, where mist curls around the rainforest canopy, and the air smells like wet earth and volcanic coffee. You wake up to the sound of howler monkeys calling in the distance, a wild, echoing reminder that you're deep in nature's embrace. Locals greet you with two words that define the national spirit, pura vida, pure life. It's not just a slogan, it's how they live. Costa Rica has long been a dream for nature lovers, but now it's also one of the easiest countries in Latin America to settle down in. The Pensionado program welcomes retirees with open arms. All you need is a $1,000 monthly income, whether from Social Security, a pension, or investments. Not retired yet? The Rentista visa is your path. Just show a $2,500 monthly income for 2 years and you're in. After 3 peaceful years, you can apply for permanent residency, no major hoops to jump through, no pressure to stay full-time. The rhythm of life here is slow, kind, and healing. You'll find cozy jungle lodges where rent ranges from $800 to $100 to $200 a month, local restaurants serving hearty meals for $10 to $15, and communities that blend locals, digital nomads, and retirees from all over the world. Everyone seems to share one goal: to live well, not fast. Healthcare is another pleasant surprise. Costa Rica runs a dual system, the public network known as KJA, and an expanding private system with English-speaking doctors. A private consultation costs around $50, and a dental cleaning just $40. The quality rivals North America, but at a fraction of the price. Of course, paradise has its quirks. Imported goods can be pricey. That bottle of California wine might make you wince, and the rainy season can stretch from May to November, painting everything green, but sometimes testing your patience. Still, when the rain stops and a double rainbow arches over the Pacific, you remember why you came. With rainforest mornings and Pacific sunsets, residency here feels like a daily vacation, and Pura Vida starts to feel like home. 2. United Arab Emirates, the tax-free future paradise. If the future had a skyline, it would be Dubai's glass towers catching the sunrise, autonomous cars gliding silently below, and robot waiters delivering your latte with a bow. By evening, that same skyline glows against the amber dunes where people trade the office for a sunset camel ride or a rooftop dinner overlooking the Persian Gulf. The UAE feels less like a country and more like a sci-fi city that actually works. And here's what makes it truly remarkable: you can live in this futuristic dream without paying a single cent in income tax. There are 3 main doors to get in the retirement visa for those with at least $4,000 a month in income, or assets worth about $272,000. The green visa, made for freelancers and remote professionals, no employer or sponsor required. And the property visa, which lets you stay long-term by investing roughly $200,000 in one of the country's up-and-coming developments. No citizenship tests, no language barriers, and approvals that often take weeks instead of years. Life here can be as glamorous or as practical as you choose. You can rent a sleek, modern apartment for $1,500 to $2,500 a month, eat shawarma on a street corner for $2, and sip world-class coffee for $3, all while keeping every dollar you earn, because the UAE has 0 personal income tax. Healthcare world-class, lightning fast, and high-tech. At Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi, you can see a specialist for $80 to $120, with appointments that run on time, and doctors trained across North America and Europe. You can even book an MRI or renew your driver's license online before you finish breakfast. Efficiency is a national obsession here. Of course, paradise comes with a thermostat. Summers can feel like living inside a hairdryer, with temperatures above 45 degrees Celsius, and alcohol isn't cheap unless you have a license. But for most expats, those are small trade-offs for safety, sunshine, and a quality of life that borders on surreal. In the UAE, the future isn't coming, it's already here. It proves you can live in tomorrow's world today, if you don't mind a little desert heat. 1. Ski Kitts and Nevis, your shortcut to a second passport. If paradise had a rhythm, it would sound like the slow roll of waves on the shores of St. Kitts and Nevis. Picture a couple swaying in hammocks, sipping dark island rum, while gazing out over turquoise water that glitters like glass. There's no stress here, no rush hour traffic, no endless to-do list, just laughter, sea breeze, and the gentle sound of steel drums drifting through the evening air. Life moves to the beat of no worries. But beneath this laid-back charm lies one of the most powerful citizenship programs in the world, a way to trade your office window for a Caribbean horizon in record time. Through the Citizenship by Investment program, you can become a full citizen in as little as 3 to 6 months by contributing $150,000 to the nation's Sustainable Growth Fund or by investing $400,000 in approved real estate. There's no requirement to live there full-time, no need to renounce your original citizenship, and no intimidating interviews. Just clean paperwork, clear intentions, and a warm island welcome. For those not ready to take the citizenship leap, there's also a residency route. Show a $3,000 monthly income and a clean background, and you can live here peacefully year after year. The reward: a calm, tax-friendly environment where the only rush you'll feel is the ocean breeze. The cost of living is surprisingly reasonable for such a postcard-perfect setting. A comfortable 2-bedroom apartment near the beach rents for $1,200 to $2,000 per month, while dining out costs around $10 to $20 for fresh seafood or jerk chicken grilled right on the sand. Healthcare is solid for a small island nation, with doctors trained abroad and a handful of modern private clinics. For specialized care, Puerto Rico and Miami are just a short flight away, close enough for peace of mind, far enough to keep the island blissfully quiet. Of course, small island life comes with its quirks. Imported goods can be pricey. That bottle of wine or laptop might cost a little more, and internet speed can vary depending on your corner of the island. But when your daily commute involves walking barefoot to the beach, it's hard to complain. And here's the real beauty: that St. Kitts and Nevis passport unlocks visa-free access to over 150 countries, including the UK and the entire Schengen zone. For entrepreneurs, retirees, or anyone craving global mobility, this is more than a tropical hideaway. It's a gateway to the world. It's not just a Caribbean paradise, it's a passport to 150 countries. From the quiet lakes of North Macedonia, where life is simple, neighbors remember your name and time slows just enough for you to breathe, to the misty hills of Panama, where mornings taste like rich coffee and every day feels like a gentle reward. Then on to Costa Rica, where the rainforest wakes you with the call of monkeys and the sunset whispers, "Pura vida, pure life." Across the sands of the United Arab Emirates, where glass towers touch the sky and the future feels close enough to hold. And finally, to St. Kitts and Nevis, where rum glasses clink to the rhythm of the sea, and a single passport opens the door to the entire world. 5 countries, 5 dreams made real. Each one reminds us of a simple truth: it's not about escaping your country. It's about choosing where you truly belong. So tell me, which one would you call home? The tax-free glow of Dubai, the laid-back freedom of Panama, or the tropical serenity of Costa Rica? Drop your answer in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more global living guides. See you in the next adventure. Maybe your new home is closer than you think.